Thanksgiving by yourself doesn't have to suck. You really can relish in enjoying that time to yourself. You don't have to get sucked into this holiday hype that being alone is some tragic thing. I know that it can be tough to navigate the holidays on your own. You really can learn to enjoy your own company and to celebrate in your own way. How's it going? My name's Lindsay and this is Truthatude TV. If you are new around here, every week I put out videos talking about confidence and the different issues we face in our lives that affect our self-esteem. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. My little channel is growing steadily, slowly, but steadily, and more importantly, I'm just thankful that you have actively said that you want to check out what I have to say, so thank you. We are closing in on Thanksgiving, and I know that the holidays is not always a joyful time for people, and I did a whole series about what I call holiday season. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link for you below. I explain what holiday season is, but we're closing in on Thanksgiving, and I know that for many of you, you may be spending it alone this year, and it doesn't have to be a doom and gloom kind of day. I have been single for a hot minute now, so I know a thing or two about navigating the holidays by myself. So if you're like me, maybe you have a shitty relationship with your relatives and you don't want to spend the holiday with them, or you can't spend the holiday with them. Maybe your friends are all going to visit their family. Maybe you're single, or whatever situation is causing you to be alone for Thanksgiving. It's really okay, and I really encourage you on this channel, especially if you're single or especially if you feel isolated, to learn how to enjoy your own company. And so I have crafted a couple little tips and ideas for you on how to enjoy Thanksgiving by yourself this year. So we know that Thanksgiving is the beginning of the holiday season, and you and myself included will be continuously reminded of how single you really are. And yeah, it gets a little annoying, but it's really okay. I have found so much joy in crafting my own traditions for the holidays, and I wanted to share some of those ideas with you. So obviously, Thanksgiving is one of the holidays that is centered around food and gluttony and just mass quantities of feasting. So why not indulge yourself that day? Why don't you Netflix binge, catch up on some of the shows you've wanted to catch up on? Instead of feeling guilty about lounging around and watching TV all day, use that as the perfect opportunity to catch up on movies. I like to order Chinese food on Thanksgiving, one, because it's always open, and two, because I'm not about to try to cook a turkey for myself. I usually order Chinese food and I queue up my watch list on Hulu or Prime or whatever, and I just enjoy the day. But if you don't want to be a couch potato, I get it. I have a couple of things in mind that you can try as well. If you really don't want to spend Thanksgiving alone, then you got a little bit of time to do some planning. Why don't you use social media for what it's for and be social? Create some kind of a poll on Facebook and ask if your friends are interested in hosting a Friendsgiving. Chances are you're probably not the only person spending Thanksgiving alone, so why not just be vulnerable, throw it out there, and try to link up with somebody so that you guys can spend Thanksgiving together instead of alone. If you don't want to host a Friendsgiving, because trust me, I get it, I don't like to host things, then why not just put yourself out there and ask a friend, like, hey, do you have an open place at the table for a guest? Because I'm rocking solo this year and I could really use the company. There is strength in vulnerability, I'm just saying. If you like to cook, which I do, I'm just not trying to cook a whole turkey for myself, I love to experiment with different recipes, so why not create, your own little feast and try some of those recipes that you've been saving on Pinterest. I will leave a link in the description box for a couple of the recipes that I've tried on the few past Thanksgiving that I really like, so that maybe you can try and make an experiment out of your kitchen, if nothing else. It'll give you something to do. The next tip I would offer is, why not reach out to one of your friends that is going out of town and offer to babysit their pet. So maybe you have a friend that has a kitty or a doggy that you can watch and get some snuggle time in without actually having to be a pet owner. Why not offer to pet sit for somebody? You could also get dolled up, lay out a few outfits, and do a selfie sesh. Maybe it's time to update your social media profiles. You could use the pictures for Christmas cards. You could update your online dating profile because we know those photos are a little old. Let's just be real, because we all use them old ass photos. I seriously did this one year, and I've been using these photos for a really long time, but I'm so glad I did. I just did my hair and my makeup. I got a couple of outfits that I liked, and I just took a million selfies because I'm really not good at taking photos, and I liked some of the photos that came out from it. And so maybe that's something that you can do, and it's a fun little way to spend your Thanksgiving holiday. Volunteering is always a great option. Usually the holidays are a busy time for volunteers, so I encourage you to volunteer all year round. But if you haven't built that relationship with one of your local organizations, now would be a perfect time to reach out. You can spend the day giving back to others. Reading is always going to be something that I recommend. If you want to check out some of my book recommendations, I'll leave a link here. I always put out a book list every year, and I really encourage you to catch up on some reading. Thanksgiving and having this time to yourself without being bothered is also the perfect opportunity to do some goal setting. And unlike most people who wait until the end of the year or New Year's Eve to set all these big lofty goals for themselves, you can be ahead of the game without the pressure and really take a look at what you would like to do over the next year, or what you would like to accomplish, or what you would like to change. So maybe you have a date with yourself on Thanksgiving to really hone in on some of the goals that you have for yourself. You could even set a small time frame goal of 30 days from Thanksgiving to Christmas. What would you like to do in that 30 days time? It doesn't have to be a giant goal. It could just be something tiny. Maybe you do like 30 days of yoga. Maybe you do some small 30-day challenge for yourself. 30 days is a great chunk of time. The one thing I do on Thanksgiving, because I know I have time and I'm not going to be bothered, is I knock out my Christmas list and I write all my Christmas cards. I do that, and then I also decorate for Christmas, usually on Thanksgiving evening or the day after Thanksgiving. So why don't you take a little bit of time, get your Christmas list ready, write out your Christmas card list, and be ready for the sales that are coming up that weekend. I'm not gonna say Black Friday, I'm gonna say Small Business Saturday, because we like to support local business on this channel. Hey, I'm not about that Black Friday life because I worked retail for far too long. I'm not about it at all. I've never shopped on Black Friday. So I encourage you to shop Small Business Saturday instead. So all of these tips I brought up just to really drive home the point that Thanksgiving by yourself doesn't have to suck. You really can relish in enjoying that time to yourself and making the most of that day, whatever that looks like for you, and really learning to enjoy your own company. And it's a great way to set yourself up for the chance that if you're spending Christmas alone, or if you're going to spend New Year's alone, you don't have to get sucked into this holiday hype that, you know, if you're not surrounded by friends and family and all that pressure of making the perfect holiday season, that being alone is some tragic thing. It really isn't. And I know that it can be tough to navigate the holidays on your own, but it doesn't have to be the worst feeling in the world. You really can learn to enjoy your own company and to celebrate in your own way and create some amazing traditions on your own. That way, when you do meet somebody or your circumstances change, you have traditions that you can share with people. So I really hope that this video helps you in some kind of small way to enjoy your Thanksgiving if you're doing it by yourself this year. I'm hanging out solo on Thanksgiving by myself this year again, and I'm perfectly okay with that because I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna enjoy my own self and my own company. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season. If you want to check out more, you can always head over to the blog, truthatude.com. I share some of those recipes that I mentioned. You can also follow me on social. I'll leave the links in the description box for you below. Until the next one, stay true to the Truthatude. Thanks for watching. Ciao! Hey there, how's it going? Nope. You are watching Truthatude TV again. Welcome back. This is cheesy. I don't know how to not be cheesy. Face in life as women that affect our confidence. That's fuck, I fucked that up. Okay.